Before you say a single word, your eyes have already spoken. They have already told the truth or tried to hide it in a language so fast and so subtle that most people never notice they are reading it. Scientists who study human behavior have spent decades trying to decode this language, and what they have found is both beautiful and unsettling. The eyes are not just windows to the soul, as the old saying goes. They are broadcasting stations, sending signals every single second, whether you want them to or not. Think about the last time you sat across from someone and felt, without knowing why, that something was off. Maybe their words sounded fine, maybe their smile looked normal, but something deep inside you whispered a warning. That feeling was not a coincidence. Your brain was picking up on tiny movements in their eyes, movements so quick that your conscious mind could not name them, but your subconscious mind caught every one. This is the foundation of what psychologists call nonverbal leakage, the idea that no matter how hard we try to control our face, our eyes betray us first. Here's something most people do not know. The eyes move an average of 3 to 5 times every single second. These movements are called saccades, and they happen faster than you can blink. Most of them are involuntary. This means that even the most skilled liar, the most composed negotiator, the most disciplined poker player cannot fully control where their eyes go. They can manage their voice, they can manage their posture, but the eyes operate on a level below conscious control, wired directly into ancient survival circuits in the brain that existed long before language ever did. This is why interrogators, therapists, and even seasoned detectives are trained to watch the eyes before they listen to the words. There's a famous principle in behavioral science that says the body never lies, even when the mouth does. And nowhere is this more true than in the eyes. When someone feels genuine joy, the muscles around their eyes contract in a way that cannot be faked. This is called a Duchenne smile, named after the scientist who first studied it. A fake smile only moves the mouth. A real smile changes the entire shape of the eyes. If you've ever looked at a photograph and felt that the smile seemed hollow, your instincts were not wrong. You were seeing the absence of true eye engagement, and your brain noticed it instantly. But happiness is only the beginning. Fear has its own signature. When a person feels threatened, their eyes widen and their pupils dilate, flooding in more light and more information so the brain can react faster. This response is thousands of years old, built into us from a time when the difference between life and death could be measured in milliseconds. Even now, in a world without predators hiding in tall grass, your eyes still react to a threatening email, a tense conversation, or a sudden raised voice in exactly the same ancient way. Have you ever caught yourself widening your eyes during an argument, even when you were trying to stay calm? That wasn't a choice. That was biology overriding your composure. Now consider attraction, one of the most studied and most misunderstood eye behaviors of all. When someone is genuinely interested in another person, their pupils expand, sometimes by as much as 45%. This discovery shocked researchers when it was first confirmed, because it meant that attraction could be measured without a single word being spoken. In one well-known experiment, men were shown 2 photographs of the same woman, identical in every way except one detail. In one photo, her pupils were digitally enlarged. The men consistently rated the version with larger pupils as more attractive, even though none of them could explain why. Their brains responded to a signal they didn't even know existed. This raises an uncomfortable question. If your body reveals attraction, fear, and joy without your permission, how much of what you feel is actually private? The truth is more complicated than people assume, because the eyes do not just reveal isolated emotions, they reveal patterns, habits, and even pieces of someone's personality long before that person ever opens their mouth. Consider the direction someone looks when thinking. For decades, popular psychology claimed that looking to a certain side always meant lying. This idea spread through books, talk shows, and crime dramas until it became almost universally accepted. But rigorous scientific testing eventually proved this theory false. Eye direction during thought is far more personal and far more complex than a simple left or right rule. What researchers found instead was something more interesting. The pattern of someone's eye movement, when compared to their own baseline behavior, can reveal cognitive load, the mental effort being used to construct an answer. Lying often requires more mental work than telling the truth because the brain must invent details instead of simply recalling them. This added effort frequently shows up as a change in blink rate, a slight delay before eye contact, or a shift in gaze that breaks the person's normal pattern. This brings us to one of the most fascinating discoveries in the science of eye behavior: blinking. Under normal conditions, a person blinks somewhere between 15 and 20 times per minute. But under stress, especially the stress of deception or fear of being caught, blink rate can increase dramatically. In high-pressure interrogations, investigators have observed blink rates spike to over double the normal amount in moments of intense psychological pressure. And once the pressure is released, once the lie has finally been told, or the threat has passed, blink rate often crashes far below normal, almost as if the brain needs a moment to recover from the strain. This single physiological detail has helped trained professionals identify deception with far more accuracy than simply listening to words alone. Yet eyes do not just reveal lies and fear, they reveal connection. There is a particular kind of eye contact that researchers call mutual gaze, and it carries enormous emotional weight. In one widely discussed psychological study, strangers were asked to stare into each other's eyes for 4 uninterrupted minutes without speaking. Many participants reported feeling a sudden and overwhelming sense of closeness, some even describing it as a feeling of falling in love. This experiment revealed something profound about human connection. We are wired to bond through the eyes, perhaps even more powerfully than through words. This is why babies, long before they can speak a single syllable, lock eyes with their parents and form some of the deepest emotional bonds of their entire lives. But here's the unsettling twist. The same eye contact that builds connection can also be used to manipulate. Skilled con artists, charismatic leaders, and even some abusers understand, whether consciously or instinctively, that prolonged eye contact creates trust. They use this knowledge to disarm suspicion, to make people feel seen, important, and emotionally bonded, sometimes within minutes of meeting them. This is why so many victims of manipulation later say the same haunting sentence: "He looked me right in the eyes, and I believed every word." The eyes that reveal honesty can also be weaponized to imitate it. So how do you tell the difference between true connection and a calculated performance? The answer lies not in a single glance, but in consistency. Genuine emotional eye contact tends to soften over time, blinking naturally, occasionally looking away in moments of vulnerability. Manipulative eye contact, on the other hand, often feels intense without rhythm, holding too long, too steady, almost performative in its perfection. Real human emotion is rarely perfectly smooth. It flickers, it breaks, it adjusts. The moment eye contact feels too controlled, too rehearsed, that's often your subconscious detecting the very same nonverbal leakage that trained psychologists spend years learning to read. So the next time you sit across from someone, whether it's a stranger, a coworker, a friend, or someone you're falling for, pay attention not just to their words, but to the silent story unfolding in their eyes. Notice the dilation, the blink rate, the warmth or stiffness of their gaze. You are not just looking at someone, you are reading a language older than speech itself, a language your ancestors relied on long before they ever formed their first sentence. And here's the final haunting truth this reveals about us all.
No matter how careful we are with our words, our eyes are always one step ahead, quietly telling the truth about who we really are, even in the moments we're most desperate to hide it.